Hey guys, I'm Ryan Kelley, and this is A Lesson with Ryan. I'm an actor based out in Los Angeles. Some of my biggest credits include MTV's Teen Wolf, Ben 10, Prayers for Bobby, Smallville, Mean Creek, the list goes on. I got into acting because even at an early age, film and television always captivated me. For a short period of time, you can be taken away from all your worries and problems, no matter how big or little they are. My favorite actor is the very talented Leonardo DiCaprio. The reason he's my favorite actor is because even at a young age, he was the most talented kid that was on screen. Basketball Diaries is one of my favorite movies that he did, and I mean, watching it, I was just blown away at his performance. I would love to think that if I practiced and practiced and practiced, I would be able to do it half as good as him, but I'm not sure if that was possible. And then you watch his stuff nowadays, and he still blows you away. So that's the reason he's my favorite actor, is just throughout his entire career, he's just been nothing but gold. If you want to throw it back a little bit, another one of my favorite actors is Robert Redford. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid was a film my father showed me, and it was another film that just captivated me. I knew at a young age that watching this is something that I potentially wanted to do. I've been very lucky to be acting my entire life. Even at an early age, I was on set. I was pursuing my dream. One of the first projects that really changed my life was Smallville. It was the first time at a young age that I was on set around other young, talented actors, and I realized that these kids, they weren't kids, they were young adults at the time, were doing this for a living. I was, I think, 16 at the time, and I saw Tom Welling, Kristen Kirk, Allison Mack, and other actors on set doing this as a career. And up until that point, for me, it was just something that I did for fun, and also that my parents kind of helped me and pushed me along. So being on set that day, I remember it clicked in my head for the first time that, oh my gosh, I could do this for a living. Something that I really love and enjoy doing and have such a passion for. I could make this a career. And I just remember looking around set on that day, and it clicked in my head, and was like, this is something I think I want to try to pursue. So Smallville will always have a very important place in my heart, because it was the first time I realized that this is what I want to do. This is what makes me happy. I remember after that thought process, I don't want to say there was a little bit more pressure, but when the director called action, I just remember thinking in my head, this is crazy. This is now taken on a whole new aspect for me. I don't want to say I took it any more serious than I already did, because I was always very professional. But in my mind at that moment, when the director called action, at that very moment, I just remember thinking, like, I'm going to do this. Obviously, I'm going to do the scene and kill it, but also I'm going to continue to pursue my dream of acting. And from that point on, I just went with it, and here I am. My current and most recent success is being on MTV's hit show, Teen Wolf. I can't even explain the thrill, the excitement, the energy that it comes along with being on such a popular, especially with social media, television show. The fans of Teen Wolf are insane. They're the most passionate fans that I've ever experienced. So it's taken me all over the world. I've gone to Europe, I've gone to Australia, I've gone to South America, obviously all around the United States, to meet fans at conventions, Comic-Cons. It's just been a wild ride. And I've been very blessed for the last couple of years to be on such an amazing TV show. One of the coolest things about being on Teen Wolf is my character is supernatural. I play a deputy that turns into a hellhound. And the most amazing thing about being on a supernatural television show is that the possibilities are endless. People can die, they can come back, they have all different types of superpowers. It's just never boring. So every day I go to set, it's always something new, something crazy, some stunt we're doing, some special effect that's gonna blow your mind. It's just really fun to show up to set every day, and it's sort of like being a kid on a playset. You're going out in the jungle gym, and every day is fun. It's new. It's a different adventure, and yeah, I can't complain. I've been very lucky. The sad thing about Teen Wolf is it's recently ending. We're not done yet, but it's pretty close. I've been lucky enough to be on the show for 4 seasons, but it's in its 6th. It's a bittersweet thing, but I'd rather have the show end on a good note than a show drag out and be terrible. The best thing about Teen Wolf is it's now paved the way for my future projects. I'm currently still working on Teen Wolf, but after that, my goal is to hopefully jump on another television show. When I was younger, I really enjoyed film, and I still do, but being older, I like the consistency of television. I like Monday through Friday, knowing I have a job, that I'm gonna show up on set and get to work with other very talented actors. One of my favorite scenes that I've ever done on Teen Wolf was a short and powerful scene from season 4, episode 11. Parrish is coming down into the sewers basically to save Argent's life. Argent has been attacked and pushed up against a wall with a rebar through his stomach and is basically slowly bleeding out. Parrish comes along and basically tries to give him the strength to keep fighting to live. We have friends back in the show that are in trouble, and I need his help, so I need him alive. I need to get him out of there. When I first read this script, I was blown away. The scene is extremely powerful. It covers certain things that have been happening in the show, like if you don't watch the show, Argent's daughter has been recently killed. And it's just at the time, and still now in the show, it's a very sore spot. So just the fact that Parrish is talking to him about her, when I read this, I just knew, I was like, wow, this scene is short, but it has so much meaning behind it. I knew that I had to take my time to break the scene down to give it the emphasis that it needed. So when I was given this scene, which you guys have in a PDF file, so download it, and hopefully you're reading it along with me, so that way we can go back and forth. When I received this, I first read the scene. That's the first simple step, is just read the scene so you know what's going on. So do that right now, and then we can continue. Then you take each line that you have and you try to break it down. Each line has a different meaning. You're trying to get something out of that character. In this scene, I'm reading alongside of Argent, who is struggling for his life. So Parrish, my character, is trying to get this gentleman to keep fighting, to not give up, and to help me get him off this wall where he's stuck on a bar. So this entire scene for me, for Parrish, is basically just trying to save a human's life. I mean, that's the overall theme of this scene for me. And even though that's very simple, it's also very deep. And each line, whether it's as simple as "grab the bar, sir," that is also basically many layers. And below those layers is basically me saying, don't give up on life, sir. I need you. It's not your time to go. And for such a simple line like that, it just has such an impactful meaning. And you just don't want to throw that out there so quickly. You want to make sure that you're, and for such a simple line like "grab the bar, sir," you just want to make sure you're giving it the power that's behind that line. There's a lot more layers to it than just that simple line, and you want to make sure you're coming across with that. My first line of the scene, I'm sorry, to me is not as deep. It's, I'm pulling off a bar and I'm hurting this man because it's in his stomach and he's screaming in pain and I can't bend it. I'm feeling like a failure and I'm exhausted, I'm tired, but it is just me saying I'm sorry, and I'm trying to calm him down and then to figure out the situation. The next line is, I can't do this by myself. It's not bending back and it's not coming out of the wall. That has a little bit more to it to me. It's just me, I'm trying to explain to him the situation is, I can't do this by myself. I can't bend the bar alone. I need you to push with me. I know it's gonna hurt. I know it's miserable, but I need your help. That's the most important thing. It's not written on that page, but that's what I'm trying to say. I need your help, sir. You need my help. I need you to fight with me. And his next line, of course, is leave. He's not taking what I'm saying. I obviously have to come up with more. At this point in the scene, I'm in panic mode because he's giving up on life and I don't want him to. I need him. We have friends that are in trouble that I need Argent's help to go get. So Parrish is starting to get panicked. He can't bend the bar like he thought, and JR, who plays Argent, is giving up on life, and this moment in that scene is just not good. So when he says leave, I go, I can't do that either. I need you to help me. I know you're hurt and tired, but I need you to gather up everything you've got and help me. And he says, I've got nothing. Again, it's me trying to get him to help me, and he's just not taking that in, so the panic starts to come up even more. He goes, I've got nothing left. Please go, you're running out of time. He's still giving up. He's, at this point in the scene, you see him, he's close to death. And then this is where Parrish, my character, is very militant. He's a deputy, so he just knows things like a Boy Scout. So him saying, you know what you need? Adrenaline. There's two ways to get it: fear and anger. Since you don't look like a guy who's afraid of anything, you need to get angry. You need to get so angry, your brain lets loose every bit of adrenaline it has left. So that's me trying to come up with, or Parrish trying to come up with a solution to get Argent to fight. Like, hey, I've got this idea. If you just get angry, or if you get passionate about something, your body will release adrenaline, and we can save your life. And again, Argent comes back with, I'm too tired to be angry. He's giving up. So again, Parrish has come up with this idea, and he's just pulling. The whole time he's just trying to pull life out of Argent. He's just, I need you to fight with me. And the whole time Argent is just going farther and farther into death. So then Parrish comes up with, to me, the most important part of the scene. It's these two paragraphs have so many different layers. It's just, when I read this, I knew that I had to basically knock this out of the ballpark, because this is what makes the scene right here. Like I said, the scene is short, but these lines right here say so much about this man, myself, and the show in itself, and what we're going through at that point. It says, okay, I don't know much about you or what you've been through, which is true, because Parrish doesn't know Argent that well at this point. But Lydia told me some of it, and I know Allison. Allison is his daughter who had just passed away. That line right there, and I know about Allison, is Parrish's way of igniting that adrenaline in this man. It's him trying to punch him in the gut, to wake him up. Like, your daughter. She's talking about his daughter who passed away. I mean, that's super impactful and super powerful. I know how she felt about Scott. Scott is the one who's in trouble. I need Argent to be alive so we can go save Scott. So again, that line, I know how she felt about Scott. Simple line, but has a lot of meaning behind it. I know how she felt about Scott, meaning I know she would not want you to die on this bar right here, because Scott, who she loves and cares about, is dying. So your daughter would not be happy with you just giving up. And it's that line, even though it's so simple, I know how she felt about Scott. It's such a simple line, but it has so much meaning behind it. Then it goes, and I think if she knew what was happening to him, she'd be pretty angry. At least angry enough to try one more time to get the hell out of here. So whatever trigger you need, if it's Allison, or your sister, or Peter, all three of those, Allison, Peter, and your sister, are triggers. Again, he's just trying to ignite adrenaline in this man to get him to fight. And I say, use it. Use it right now. And that line, again, use it right now, is just so many things. It's, sir, wake up, fight, do not die, I need you, people need you, we're in a lot of trouble, you cannot give up. There's just so much meaning behind that, but it's just as simple as use it right now. And at the end of that scene, I pull the bar back, and he gathers the strength to push him off, and I save his life, and then we go on to help his friends. So again, something as simple as just use it, or whatever it is in the scene, there's just so many layers. So when you take a scene, you have to figure out what this line means. And again, sometimes it can be simple. Like if you're just saying, hi, how are you? You can literally just mean, how are you? But you can also have something as simple as, for instance, grab the bar, sir, and there's a lot more to it. Please don't give up. I don't want you to die. I need you. Your friends need you. So that's what I'm talking about when you take a scene down and you break it apart. You got to figure out each line, the meaning, what you're trying to get out of that person, what your character is trying to get out, and go from there. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this with me. It truly makes me happy being able to share my love and passion for acting. Episode 2 of A Lesson with Ryan is about finding an agent, a manager, and potentially a publicist. I'm also going to break down auditioning. I'm going to teach you some of my tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. Because right now in your career, your job as an actor is auditioning. And that in itself is a whole different beast.